and welcome to On the Move. We are Matt and Betsy, and we are on an adventure to explore the beautiful province of Prince Edward Island. And today I'm wearing my cow's t-shirt because we're talking about
ice cream!
But actually, before we get to that, I'll tell you, we're going to explore ADL ice cream and cow's ice cream, give you kind of the lowdown. We are a family who really enjoys ice cream. But before we get to that, we wanted to mention behind us, we've got some beautiful sunflowers with us today. They actually come from around the corner from us. There's this lovely little patch of pick your own sunflowers, which I think is a thing here in Prince Edward Island.
We've seen a couple different signs in different areas.
Yeah.
I think it's a cute idea. It's probably not a very labor-intensive thing to do.
Yeah.
You plant them and let them grow. And then we even noticed with this place, this particular farm, they must plant them at slightly different times because they have the field literally is like kind of on an angle because the maturity of the plants are differing, so that it just extends the season of being able to pick them.
You can pick them, yeah. I've picked them twice now. The first time I did, I picked them too ripe because I got them home, and then the next day they were basically all done.
They looked beautiful for a few hours, and then all the petals were falling.
So I got better at it this time, and they were very reasonably priced. 25 cents a head, I think it was. So we're very much enjoying that.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's the same variety that would actually develop into sunflower seeds because it doesn't give any indication of that. The middles are very pollen and just kind of falling out. So.
I don't.
I don't know my sunflowers, but these are gorgeous for decoration for a couple of days. So we're enjoying that.
So ice cream.
Ice cream.
We have been. So the story starts actually last year in 2021.
Yeah.
When we first arrived here on the island in August, we were at a lovely campground called Ocean Acres. It's down in the Points East Coastal Drive, right down in the very southern part.
Which I think we ended up at purely because kind of location and availability.
Yeah, they had what we needed available, and they were close to what we thought was the area we wanted to live.
We were going to do some house hunting in that area.
Yes, that's right. And so they have a nice little cute restaurant there called The Deck. Yeah. And they serve ADL ice cream there. And they had a poster up as well that said there was a dairy bar crawl, which we were all for.
Yes. At first we were like, what exactly is this dairy bar crawl?
Yeah.
And then it had a list of all the different locations. And so immediately we told our oldest daughter she needed to pull this up on her phone, start a list, and we would start checking off these different locations.
So we accomplished on the list that our daughter has, how many? 13?
I think it's either 11 or 13. I can't remember.
13 on the list throughout our adventures, and we'll show you some of the pictures of the different things.
Most of those last summer.
Yes.
Because part of that was we were living out of our trailer and we were moving around from campground to campground, all the different areas. So we were kind of like sort of on holiday, but not entirely. But we lived ice cream style, like we were on holiday.
Yeah. So what are some of the ice creams that we had?
So they had some like your fairly straightforward flavors. I know there's strawberry and chocolate and vanilla, but then they have some more interesting ones as well. So we saw one called Fantasy Island, which I kind of just avoided because I thought Fantasy Island, it's probably, I don't know, bubble gum,
cotton candy,
rainbow.
Fantastical.
That's what I was picturing. But you can also buy the ADL in cartons. It comes in your regular.
Not all the ones that you can get in scoops can you get.
No, but the Fantasy Island does come in cartons. So at some point through the winter, we thought, our youngest will appreciate this, what we assumed was a kid flavor. So we brought it home and cracked it open, only to discover it's actually like vanilla with chocolate chunks.
Ribbons of chocolate and caramel in it.
So delicious, but not at all what we were imagining. No. However, we have since discovered that what we were imagining is moon mist, which I think is like purple.
Yeah, grape, banana, and I don't know.
Orange or something.
Yeah,
so it's unique. So
Not for me.
No, not for me either. Too reminiscent of sorbet. And in my world, sorbet is not ice cream.
I agree. I don't ever go for it.
Yeah. So there's like things similar to something maybe called like a moose tracks. I don't think they call it that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what they call that one.
Elk tracks or something.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Elk tracks.
No, that's not.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can look up some of the different flavors.
Peanut
yourself.
butter fudge crunch
yes,
is one that is a go-to.
One I have not
Chocolate
tried.
chip cookie dough.
Now, remind me, is this an ADL one? The grape nut.
Grape nut, that is also ADL, yes.
We have not been brave enough to try that one yet either. So.
It's just grape in an ice cream is not my thing.
No, not my thing. And I am still on the search for a cherry. I don't know if they have a cherry flavor. I haven't honed in on that one for ADL.
Yeah, if you know ADL.
Let me know.
Amalgamated Dairies Limited, if they have a cherry one.
Yeah, so we ended up at all these different locations and greatly enjoyed it, and it's been fun to kind of follow this map of different locations. Some of them are quite far out west, so it'll probably take us a while to get to. And now we purposely check when we're going to a new area to explore. We actually look to see if they have an ADL.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my brother and his husband have come so far each summer. They have some friends here on the island that they visit as well as us, and they love ice cream too. So they do a great job of promoting us to go and search out these ice cream places, because they, of course, when they come, are on holiday. So they're in like daily ice cream mode.
Almost. Like 5 out of 7 days kind of thing. They also helped us to discover the variety of things that dairy bars provide, because dairy bars are a serious thing here out in Prince Edward Island. You can find them in every community, so, multiple often in communities. And so a dairy bar isn't just scooped ice cream. They'll have soft serve, they'll of course milkshakes and sundaes and those sorts of things. And they have this thing that we have not seen really anywhere else, and it's called, well, it has a couple of names depending on the place you're at, but an iceberg or
a glacier.
I've
seen this, sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, God, is that what it is? So it's actually soft serve vanilla ice cream that they put into a cup, but they also add slushy with it. And if you ask me, the best one is the orange flavored slushy with the vanilla ice cream.
Which you can't find all that many
No,
places.
it's not as many places. No. Our daughters have had the cherry, the lime, I think, and there's a blue raspberry. The blue raspberry is not so bad either. The cherry and the lime were a bit underwhelming, so we probably won't go with those ones again. But the orange and the blue raspberry are delicious. So it's kind of fun, because I think one of the first places we had it was on a little beach ADL shack up at Twin Shores. Mm-hmm. So that was nice. You come up the beach, you're hot, you want some ice cream, but you're also a little bit thirsty. So I found that slushy kind of meets both. And then the next place that we had it was Sandspit, the amusement park on the island, which we were definitely ready for some food and some drink at that point.
Yeah. So your brother even went back to Ontario, and he went to a place that had slushies, and they had soft serve ice cream, and he told them to put it together, and they had no idea what he was talking about.
I think they gave him like ice cream in a cup, soft serve ice cream in a cup with a drizzle of slushy on top, which is, it needs to kind of be almost an equal ratio, or like 2/3 ice cream, 1/3 slushy. Anyway, it wasn't quite what he was looking for, but it's something that I wanted to try. So back in Ontario, I haven't really looked at the different gas stations here, so they're probably here as well. But those slushies that are pop flavored, I don't know if you've run across those at all. Mm-hmm. So like Coke or root beer, or one of my favorites is cream soda. So I think that the cream soda slushy with the vanilla soft serve as an iceberg would be delicious. So if anyone who has any power over that at all is out there listening, I will buy that if you make it.
I think you're crossing over then into floats, though.
No. It's still slushy. It's not just pop.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll call it a floating iceberg.
There you go. A floating iceberg. I like that.
As you can tell, we're passionate about ice cream. I spend way too much time thinking about it and developing different ideas. However, the ice cream market here on the island is well taken care of.
Oh, yes.
So we will allow it to be what it is. We will not be trying to break into. If anything, we'll have to join what's already going on.
So this year in 2022, we really didn't have a lot of time to pick up on our Dairy Bar Crawl until Betsy's brother came to visit again. And so we did multiple places. And at one place, I think it was What's the Scoop,
Okay.
I saw sitting over in the corner, there were these little booklets that say ADL Dairy Bar Crawl on them 2022. So I said, can I have one of those things? And she said, well, would you like it stamped? I said,
stamped?
Sure.
What? Wait.
I'll take a stamp
what have
on
we been
it.
missing?
And so we got the stamp and we started looking through it and realized that if you collected a certain numbers of stamps, you'd get ADL gift cards with it.
Which we'd already been to that many places, but we didn't know about this thing.
Yeah,
so.
I think 10 plus was the bottom tier of it, and we had definitely done that. We didn't know. And we only got this sort of the second last week of August, and it ends in September.
I'm going to take a peek here.
So what we've discovered, they did change a little bit which dairy bars were on the crawl this year. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but
Sorry, I'm reading here. If you get 50 plus stamps, you can get a $60 gift card. That's a lot of ice cream.
That's a lot of ice cream. And I think there's maybe only like 55, 60 places.
Yeah, it says 55.
On the list. There you go. So that would be a lot of them to go to, because not every place participates in this necessarily.
There's
but a lot of the ones where we have
ADL ice cream serving locations that aren't necessarily on here, because we have been to a few of those as well.
Which for sure. So we've been to places, I'm going to say some of them.
Lots of fun.
Oh, you're just going to show?
We're going to show, but you can say too.
Yeah, we've been to, I mentioned the deck. Holman's Ice Cream is a neat place, I want to mention, in Summerside. They use ADL, but they make all of their own products on site and do some really unique flavors. I think they have this thing called the kitchen sink that you can get.
Try that
is like a scoop of every single flavor that they have.
Somewhere around like 18 flavors or something.
Yeah, I figure you just go with a bunch of people and I'll share it kind of thing.
And then I think they put some sauces and stuff on top. It's also unique because it's in a really beautiful old house is what it's in. So like these wood floors everywhere, all this beautiful woodwork around it. So it's set up like a really kind of old-fashioned ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
And then they also have some sit-out areas in this beautiful garden that they take care of. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. So we've done a few up in Summerside West there. We've done a couple, I can think of Deckers, which is in Cornwall. We've been there too. We've done What's the Scoop, both their locations. They have one in Montague and Stratford. And we've done a couple others down east here as well.
Yeah.
So then after ADL, you get into Cows is the other big ice cream provider here on the island. And so Cows, we went to, for the first time this year, we went to what they call Cows Island. And I'll show you a little bit of coming up to that. It is an island, and I don't think it's actually called Cows Island, but everybody calls it that because that's where the main factory for Cows ice cream is. I think even last year, the Prime Minister made a stop there while your brother was
visiting, because he was getting his ice cream, of course, and he bumped into him.
Yeah.
So that was fun for him.
Interesting, yeah. And so Cows makes, of course, all their own ice cream, as well as they do some butter and cheeses and other products. They are world renowned, I would say.
I think,
yeah, they've won a bunch of competitions for their
They
things.
also do the waffle cone is what they have. So they're making the waffle cones right there on site.
Yeah.
So when you walk into the store, your senses are immediately hit by the smell of these waffle cones and the ice cream that's being made there. And
I think it's a bit of almond in there.
Gotta be something.
I think that's what it is, the smell that's in there.
Or in the waffle cone or the ice cream?
In the cone, the cone itself. So they're famous for a bit more wild flavors, and they have lots of fun with their names, which spills over to something else we'll talk about in a minute. So things like Messy Bessie, A lot of puns on either cow or moo. What did I have? Coconut cream pie I had at one point as well.
And there I found a cherry. Now it was a chocolate, something chocolate cherry. But what I noticed is for it, they just took chocolate syrup and added it to, I think just added it like to the scoop of ice cream. So if I really wanted, I could maybe just cut the chocolate and just get the cherry there.
Yeah. And they have, if you go to the location that's actually on Cows Island, it's a very slick operation. You might have a long line, but they move you
quickly
through that
Yeah,
fast.
they have like 6 or 7 scoopers.
Yeah, and then a couple of people at the cash. So you're almost continually moving.
Yeah, so it's not, it might be a long line, but it's not too bad.
And then the other part of what they do, you can go on this little self-guided tour if you go to the Cows Island location. And so they talk about their history of where they come from, and they show you also where they do all the manufacturing of their shirts, because they do that themselves.
Which I did get one, but I'm not wearing it today because we're in a bit of a heat snap at the moment, and I got a hoodie because I just love hoodies. So I went with kind of the really classic, their logo, Cows Island sweater.
And I have a very classic one here that I'm wearing. But they do a lot of parodies of things too. Dairy Potter.
Yes, we'll take a picture of our daughter's t-shirt and share it.
Yeah. And then they, every mainstream thing. Like right now, Stranger Things is popular, so they've got parodies of that. There's, of course, Star Wars.
They must have because it said the shirt of the month or whatever was the Stranger Things one.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And they show a history, a big board of all the different shirts they've done, which you can special print them if you want to get an older shirt too. Yeah. So that's been a big part. And they'll do that right there on Cows Island, right within that same facility. They have their screen print shop right there, and then you can order a past one if you want and wait there and get it printed. So it's overall a great experience. If you love ice cream, or if not, there are lots of other things too. Cows is now expanded too.
We have to mention the cow chips.
Oh yes, that's cow chips. You think what cow chips? They are potato chips that are dunked in chocolate.
A beautiful, smooth milk chocolate.
I think you can get different. You can get a dark chocolate too.
I had the milk chocolate ones.
But they're of course very addictive. That sweet and salty thing.
My brother brought them. He introduces us to all kinds of things. So we did know they existed, but I had just resisted the urge to buy them because I kind of figured I didn't need to know what they tasted like. And I was correct. I didn't need to know. But immediately they went on every single one of our family members' Christmas list of something they want. So there might be cow's chips in the stockings this year.
Yeah. So they've gone from, they do chocolates. There's Anne's chocolates. They kind of tie into that.
Oh, the Anne and Green Gables theme.
Green Gables theme. They also have a grilled cheese shop. They have a burger shop.
Yeah. Moo Burger or?
Boom Burger.
Boom Burger.
And Moo grilled cheese or something.
We'll check and
look that one up.
Yeah, we'll put the names below for you.
So they're quite the operation, and they've expanded. So they have a number of locations here on the island. They are also on the Northumberland ferries. I mentioned that one before.
We did. Yeah.
And they've got a couple of locations across Canada. One in Quebec, one in Niagara-on-the-Lake in Ontario. I think there's one out in BC too.
Look at that! You can go find it even if you can't make it to the island.
Places. Yeah.
So if you can't make it to PEI this year to enjoy our ADL or Cow's ice cream, I have another couple of suggestions out there. So I would suggest searching out a marble slab. Is a favorite of ours that we ran across in October. Oh my gosh, in Ontario.
Yeah, which I think they're North America wide. You can find them in the States too.
Yeah, so you can go looking for that one. They do ice cream made right on location as well, but then their big thing is mix-ins.
Yeah,
so you can get all kinds of delicious mix-in. The other one that we ran into, we found initially in Montreal. Hilariously enough, pretty sure my brother and sister found that one.
Oh, yeah.
With our girls when they took them on a trip and introduced them to Chocolat Favoris. Is a delicious one. So it's again, it does hard serve as well as soft serve ice cream, but they do dipped cones, all different kinds of dipped flavors.
Might just be soft serve.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Dip cones, that is the big thing.
Their big thing is dip cones. So you basically end up with a ice cream cone coated in like an entire chocolate bar.
Yeah.
So those are two more of my favorite ice cream chains out there that I would encourage you to go and look for. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you can go find an ice cream cone somewhere, enjoy these last few weeks of summer. We really are moving towards the fall. And thank you again for viewing and for tuning in. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching.